Welcome to our topic 29, the loss of exponent. Mathematics is much easier when notation is concise and convenient. The exponent is an excellent example of good mathematical notation. It is a convenient way to express repeated multiplication. So by definition, exponent tells the number of times the base is to be used as a factor. For instance, we have 3 raised to 5. This means that 3 raised to 5 is also the same as 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Again, by definition, exponent tells the number of times the base is to be used as a factor. That means we need to multiply 3 by itself 5 times. So we have 3 raised to 5 is also the same as 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And the product is 243. 5 here is our exponent, and our 3 here is the base. Again, exponent tells the number of times the base is to be used as a factor. Another example, we have 7 raised to 4. So 7 raised to 4 is also the same as 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. We need to multiply 7 by itself 4 times, and the product is 2,401. That means 7 raised to 4 is also the same as 2,401. So take note that 4 here is our exponent, and 7 is our base. Let's proceed to the first law of exponent. By the way, in this presentation, I prepared 4 laws of exponent. So first law of exponent, if a and m and n are real numbers, then a raised to m times a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. So in our first law of exponent, we are multiplying two exponential expression or term. So we have, in this case, we have a raised to m and we have a raised to n. So what is the product of these? The product is simply the common base, which is your a, and the exponent will be added. That is, a is equal a raised to m plus n. So this is our first law of exponent. Let's say, for example, use the first law of exponents in getting the product of each. Again, recall that the first law of exponents simply states that a raised to m times a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. Letter A. So you have x raised to 3 plus a times x raised to the power of a. B. We have a raised to the 5th power times a. Another example, we have 3 raised to 7 times 3 raised to 8. And B, we have x raised to 9 times x to the 4th power times x squared. So we will find the product of each examples using the first law of exponent. In letter A, we have 3 raised to 7 times 3 raised to 8. So what is the product of this exponential term or expression? So recall, if we will use the first law of exponent, again, the rule is simply copy the common bases. In this case, what is the common base of 3 raised to 7 and 3 raised to 8? That is 3. So we need to copy 3 and we will add the exponents. That is 7 plus 8. So 3 raised to 7 times 3 raised to 8 is equal to 3 raised to 7 plus 8. Simplify, 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. That means 3 raised to 7 times 3 raised to 8 is equal to 3 raised to 15, using the first law of exponent. Letter B, we have x to the 9th power times x raised to the 4th power times x squared. So again, the rule of the first law of exponent simply states that copy the common bases. In this example, we have your common base of x, so we will copy the x. Then we will add all exponent. That is 9 plus 4 plus 2. Simplify. 9 plus 4, 13, plus 2, 15. Thus, x raised to 9 times x to the fourth power times x squared is equal to x raised to 15. Another example, we have x raised to 3 plus a times x raised to a. Again, the rule is simply copy the common base, that is x, and add all exponents, that is 3 plus a plus a. Then we will simplify. So in adding our exponents, we will add number by number, then we will add letters by letters. Hence, x raised to 3 plus a times x raised to a is equal to x raised to 3 plus 2a. And a plus a is equal to 2a. This is the answer. Another example, multiply a to the fifth power and a. So we have a common base of a, so we will copy and add the exponents. By the way, the exponent of a here is 1. It is not written because it is understood that any number or letter or variable raised to 1 is a number, a letter, or a variable itself. So we have exponent 5 plus 1. To simplify, we have a raised to the sixth. Hence, a raised to the fifth power times a is equal to a to the sixth power. Let's now proceed to the second law of exponent. If a, m, and n are real numbers, then we have a raised to the nth power raised to the nth power is equal to a raised to the mnth power. So here we have a power of power. So yung gagawin natin dito is to simply multiply the exponents and copy the common base. Example. Use the second law of exponents in getting the product of each. So we have 4 examples. Let's now proceed to the first one. So what is the answer for 3 raised to the 7th power to the 8th power? So we have 2 exponents here. Again, using the second law of exponent, we will multiply the exponent and copy the base. So we have the base 3, then we will multiply the exponents. 7 times 8. 7 times 8 is equal to 56. Hence, 3 raised to 7 raised to 8 is equal to 3 raised to 56. Second example. How about the answer of x cubed to the 5th power? Same rule applies. We will multiply the exponent and copy the base. That is, x is equal to x raised to 3 times 5. And 3 times 5 is equal to 15. Thus, x cubed to the 5th power is equal to x to the 15th power. Next example. How about the square of 2 plus b to the 4th power? Again, we will multiply the exponent and copy the base. In this case, our base is 2 plus 5, since it is enclosed by a parenthesis. And we have 2 exponents, 2 and 4. Then we will multiply that. So we have 8 power of 2 plus b. This is the answer. Last example for the second law. How about the square of x cubed times x fourth? So here, this is an application of the first law and the second law of exponent. So recall that in first law of exponent, when multiplying exponential term, yung gagawin natin dito is to copy the common base and what? And add the exponent. That means x cubed times x to the 4th power is also the same as x raised to 3 plus 4. Don't forget to copy the second power. Simplify 3 plus 4, that is 7. Now, using the second law of exponent, we have a power of a power, copy the base, and multiply the exponent. That is 7 times 2. And the answer is x raised to the 14th power. Let's now proceed to the third law of exponent. If a, b, and m are real numbers, then a times b to the mth power is also the same as a raised to m, b raised to m. So here, gagamit tayo ng distributivity na kung saan we will distribute the power m to each term of the parentheses. That is, ibibigay natin yung power na m to a, ibibigay din natin yung power na m to b. Okay, so that is the third law of exponent. Example. Use the third law of exponents in getting the product of each. We have letter A, the square of 2x cubed times 3y to the 4th power. B, 5th power of u cubed times v cubed. Another letter A, 4th power of xy. And letter B, we have the 4th power of 2a. Let's begin with letter A, which is the 4th power of xy. So using the third law of exponent, we will simply distribute the exponent to each term. Okay, na nasa loob ng parentheses. That means, yung 4 na exponent ibibigay natin sa bawat letrang nakalagay sa parentheses. Si 4 ibibigay natin kay x, si 4 ibibigay natin kay y. Hence, 4th power of xy is equal to x to the 4th power, y to the 4th power. Letter B, we have the 4th power of 2a. So again, the rule is distributive. Okay? We will distribute the power to each term na nasa loob ng parentheses. So the 4th power of 2a is the same as 2 raised to the 4th power times a raised to the 4th power. Then we will simplify 2 to the 4th power, that is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And the answer is 16. And copy the 8 raised power, 4th power. Hence, the 4th power of 2a is equal to 16a to the 4th power. Another letter A. The square of 2x cubed times 3y to the 4th power. So same rule applies. We will distribute 2 as our exponent na nasa pinakalabas. Ibibigay natin siya sa bawat term na nasa loob. And thus, we have square of 2x cubed times the square of 3y to the 4th power. Then simplify. Again, we will distribute the second power. Okay, ilalagay natin or ibibigay natin sa bawat term na nasa loob ng parentheses. So the square of 2x cubed times square of 3y to the 4th power is also the same as 2 squared x cubed times 2 times 3 squared times y 4 times squared. Then we will simplify. 2 squared is also the same as 2 times 2, and the answer is 4. X raised to 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So this will give us 6th power. Again, 2 squared is the same as 4. 3 squared is equal to 3 times 3. That is 9. And 4 times 2, that is 8. Hence, the square of 2x cubed times 3y to the 4th power is equal to 4x to the 6th power times 9y raised to the 8th power. Or we can simplify further. We will multiply number 4 by another number, which is 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Then copy x raised to the 6th power and copy y raised to the 8th power. And this is the answer. Letter B. we have to the fifth power of u cubed times v cubed. Again, using the third law of exponent, we will simply distribute 5 to each exponent of each term inside the parentheses. We have 5 is being distributed here. Then we will multiply these exponents. So we have u raised to 3 times 5. Then we have v raised to 3 times 5. And 3 times 5 is equal to 15. Hence, the answer is equal to u raised to the 15th power, v raised to the 15th power. That is the third law of exponent. Last law of exponent, if a is not equal to 0, and e, m, and n are real numbers, take note that a must not be equal to 0. By fourth law of exponent, we have a raised to the mth power divide by a raised to the nth power. We have 3 answers here, in which a raised to the m minus 1, our condition is if m is greater than n. Mas malaki po yung value ng m kung i-compare natin sa n. So our exponent in the numerator is bigger compared to the exponent na nasa denominator. And the answer is a raised to m minus n. Second condition, a is equal to 0, or that is 1. Any number, variable letters raised to 0 is equal to 1. Our condition here, if m is equal to n. So kung yung sa multiplication of exponents, we will add the exponent. Dito naman, pagdating sa division operation, we will subtract the exponent. Okay? So, by second condition, kung yung m natin ay pareho sa value ng n, then we are subtracting the same number. And a number subtracted to itself is equal to 0. And any number or variable raised to 0 is equal to 1. So the answer is 1 if m is equal to n. Third, we have 1 over a raised to n minus m if m is less than n. Kung mababa naman yung value ng m, kung i-compare natin sa n, which is bigger, the answer is 1 over a raised to n minus m. Okay, simplify the following using the fourth law of exponent. Letter A, x raised to 12 over x raised to 7. Letter B, 5th power of y plus 3 over 8th power of y plus 3. Another letter A, we have square of z cubed over 6th of z. Letter B, 35th power of AB and 30th power of AB. Letter A, we have x raised to 12 over x raised to 7. Again, in the fourth law of exponent, we have 3 conditions. Again, tingnan natin yung value ng ating denominator's exponent and also the exponent na nasa numerator. We will compare which is bigger and which is less. So we have here exponent 12 na nasa numerator, so that means this is the value of our m. And we have the value of our n. Which is bigger, 12 or 7? That is obviously 12. So we will use the first condition, that is a raised to m minus n, if m is greater than n. So solution natin, we have, again, 12 is the value of our m, which is bigger compared sa exponent na 7, which is the value of your n. So gagamit tayo ng form na to. That is your base raised to m minus n. So our base here is x. Then we will subtract the exponent, 12 minus 7. And 12 minus 7 is equal to 5. Hence, x raised to 12 over x raised to 7 is x to the 5th power. That's the answer. Another one, we have the 5th power of y plus 3 over 8 power of y plus 3. So again, we will compare the exponents ng numerator with respect to the exponent of our denominator. So we have the value of m, which is 5, and the value of our n, which is 8. Now, which is greater, 5 or 8? Yes, the answer is 8. Then, we will use the form 1 over a raised to n minus m. Condition natin, if m is less than n. Kung yung m natin is mababa, compare sa exponent ng n. Solution, we have 1 over our base, which is y plus 3. Then we will subtract the exponent. So we have 8 minus 5, or that is n minus m. Then simplify. The answer is 1 over cube of y plus 3. And this is the answer. Another one, we have the square of z cubed over 6 power of z. So here in our numerator, we will use the second law of exponent, in which meron tayong power and another power. So yung gagawin natin doon is to operate first the numerator. What is z raised to 3 raised to 2? That is simply z raised to 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. Now we have the new form of this example. We have z raised to 6 over z raised to 6. So kung i-compare naman natin yung exponent ng m and n, they are equal, right? So we have 6 minus 6. And 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. And by the third conditions ng ating fourth law of exponent, that is a second conditions rather of our fourth law of exponent, we have a raised to 0 is equal to 1. Again, 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. That means z raised to 6 minus 6 is also the same as z raised to 0, or simply 1. Last example. How about the 35th power of AB over 30th power of AB? So, yung numerator natin and also the denominator, it will work out natin bawat isa gamit yung third law of exponent, na kung saan i-distribute natin yung ating exponent within each term ng ating parentheses. So, si 35, ibibigay natin kay A. Si 35, ibibigay natin kay B. Ganun din yung case ng 30. Si 30, ibibigay kay A. And also 30, ibibigay kay B. We have A raised to 35, B raised to 35 over A raised to 30, B raised to 30. Now, the rule here, when simplifying, magsasubtract lamang tayo ng exponent ng magkaparehong base. That means, we will subtract the exponent of A na nasa numerator with respect to A na nasa denominator. We cannot simplify, or we cannot combine A raised to 35 and B raised to 30. It's a no-no. Kasi magkaiba sila ng variable. Dapat here, when simplifying the exponent, kailangan pareho yung variables. So in this case, we have A raised to 35 and we have over A raised to 30. Since malaki yung 35 compared to 30, so we have the form A raised to m minus n. Or that is A raised to 35 minus 30. Then we have also the B common, base B raised to 35 minus 30. So lahat sila nasa itaas. Since we have a bigger value of m, kung i-compare natin sa letter n, which is 30. Then simplify 35 minus 30 is equal to 5. Ganun din yung case ni B. Thus, 35th power of AB over 30th power of AB is equal to A raised to 5, B raised to 5. Simple as that. Okay, for our next topic, we have topic 30. We will proceed to adding and subtracting polynomials, combination upon a number, at the same time meron ng variables. So paano kaya i-add yung numbers na merong letters, and how are we going to subtract numbers with letters? See you on my next video.